Hey guys, it's me. It's Queen Rue, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. All right, guys, remember if you like this video, it helps me tremendously when you give them thumbs up, when you pass them on, and when you leave a positive comment in the comment section. Okay? All right, so I got a doozy today, so let's get right into it, shall we? I got a phone call, an inbox from a Pisces male. He told me that recently he broke up with an Aquarius woman. Well, basically, she ghosted him. They were talking on the phone the night before. They sent a few text messages before they went to bed. And then when he woke up in the morning, he was blocked. He hit her up on the phone. He was blocked. He hit her up on the computer, on Facebook and Instagram. He was blocked. And he was like, what happened that she blocked me? So he said that he kind of brushed it off, because he was seeing other people. She was seeing other people. So he just figured that maybe she went off to do something else. So he's kind of brushed it off. But then as time progressed, because they broke up a couple of weeks ago, as time has progressed, he's kept asking himself, what happened? What did I do? What went wrong? Because he is an attractive guy, okay? He got paper, all right? He's a Pisces, he got paper, he's attractive. Women are throwing themselves at him. So he can't figure out why this crazy Aquarius just ghosted him for no reason at all. So he came to me, of course, to find out. So he and I sat down and talked. I pulled a few cards and I started to ask him some questions. And the more we talked, the more it became obvious why she left him. So I'm going to talk to you guys about this because some of you may understand this and some of you may have experienced this before. The Aquarius left him because she thinks the Pisces is dumb. She thinks that he lacks intelligence. So that's why she left him. And as we started to talk, it became obvious. I saw it in the cards, and then he said that that's how she acted. She treated him like he was dumb. And basically he said, is that enough for an Aquarius to stop talking to you? And I'm like, yeah, some of us, yes. Because you got to realize something. He said that he doesn't spell very good. He said that she's really smart. She went to school for like biochemistry or something. She has like a master's in science or some shit like that, She's one of those brainy Aquariuses. She's smarter than I wish I could be, She's one of them kind. And so he said that, she was really intelligent. She had a good job, but he didn't really think that it mattered, because they vibed, So he said to me that, he noticed on a couple of occasions that she seemed disgusted, was his word, because he didn't pronounce something right. He didn't spell something right. He said that when he would send her text messages, she would correct his spelling and grammar in the messages, which is something that I've seen a lot of control freaks do. And I hate that. I'll be honest with you. I can't stand that. If I make a mistake in spelling or grammar and my inner circle tells me, I'm grateful. I'm grateful because I don't want to be out in the street, misspelling stuff. But when people do it a lot of times that don't know you, they do it to be smart. So it irritates me, especially online. It's to show how smart they are. And it's like, boy, bye, girl, bye. Anyway, so she would correct his grammar and spelling when he would send her text messages. And then on more than one occasion, she complained that he didn't have a conversation. He didn't have anything to talk about, she said. So as he told me more and more about the things that she said and how she was treating him, it became obvious from the cards and from him co-signing that she thought he was a dummy. And because he lacked, intelligence, she didn't want to keep seeing him. And my thing to him is, I said, look, I don't care. He got paper, he works with his hands. That's his thing. He he's a contractor. So he builds things, he makes things, And I said to him, everybody is not a rocket scientist. Everybody is not trained in a university. As long as you are happy with your life and you created something, you've built something for yourself, then you are successful. Don't let this give you a complex like you're not good enough because you don't know how to conjugate your verbs. Who cares? A woman who loves you for you is not going to care about that. She's going to see past that, because it made him feel bad, that she not only left him, not only ghosted him, but then to realize why really made him feel bad. Like, maybe I should have paid more attention in school. And I was like, something, seriously, you don't have to be a scholar, like I'm real smart, but I'll date somebody who's not. It doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that they can hold a conversation. You don't have to, have the Star Spangled Banner memorized and write poetry and know Greek philosophy. You just have to be able to hold a conversation. And if you aren't into what I'm into, you need to be able to have something to talk about, to bring to the plate. One of her complaints was he didn't have anything to talk about. And he said, well, I don't know the stuff that she knows. And I said, you ain't got to talk about the stuff that she knows. You can talk about the stuff that you know. You know contracting, you know building, you know wood, you know placements, you know foundations, you know colors. You know a lot of stuff that I don't know. And that's the kind of stuff you can talk about. You can talk about sports. You can talk about your childhood. You can talk about your hopes and dreams. You don't have to be a scholar and a rocket scientist because she is. And then he admitted to me that he felt intimidated by her intelligence. Not that he wanted a woman who wasn't intelligent, but because she was so smart, he felt like he couldn't measure up. And again, I explained to him that the right woman, she just wasn't the right woman. The right woman will not care about that. The right woman will be there helping you, tutoring you, learning from you, exchanging with you, teaching you about, stuff you need to know, and you teaching her about building and fixing things in the house. These kind of relationships, they don't have to end in this kind of way. But this particular Aquarius, that is how she felt, and she did not feel like she wanted to be in a relationship with somebody who wasn't on her intellectual equal, So I say, fine. Her philosophy is different than mine. Fine. That's great. She can go off and hopefully meet somebody with a PhD. But my thing to him is that doesn't take anything away from you. Just because you aren't what she was looking for doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. Now, mind you, the Pisces has other women. He had other women at that time. They didn't have an exclusive relationship. So it's not as if he can't attract women or he doesn't have, beautiful women in his life. But I wanted to make sure, based on how he felt about it, that he didn't develop a complex thinking that something is wrong with him, because it's not. We all have different gifts. We're not all going to be smart. We're not all going to be able to put things together. I can't put things together. If you give me a bookcase or a shelf to put together, guess what? I'm going to hire somebody else to do it, because I know that's one of my weaknesses. I'm not strong in that area. I can't sing. I sound horrible when I try to sing, but I can write the hell out of a poem. I can do a whole bunch of other things, I can read cards and, all kinds of other stuff, but it's certain things I can't do. And I'm okay with my limitations because I know how to pay somebody to do the things that I can't do. The same way with him. Okay, you're great with building things and putting things together, but you really didn't read a lot. Don't read a lot. That's not really your thing. Education was never your thing. You never were into reading and researching and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. That just means you have diverse interests, different interests. And the woman that you get with, she will have the same interest as you, or she might have totally different ones, and that's fine. But this particular woman, that wasn't what she was looking for, and that's fine. Let her go scamper off and find whoever she's going to find and do what she's going to do with no malice in your heart. Now, I do agree that she shouldn't have ghosted him. I tell Aquarius every day about that ghosting shit because we do that all the time. I did it for so long. Oh my God. I have it down to a science. I can disappear from somebody. I remember one Aquarius told me they were ghosting somebody that lived in their house. Okay? They lived in a family home and they were ghosting their brother. And I said to her, how you ghosting somebody that lives in your house? Because she Aquarius and we got it like that. I will go somebody, I will go somebody and they will never see me. I'll see them and be on my Morticia Adams, pulling my hood over my head and going the other way, you know? So Aquarius are really good at that. And I always tell Aquarius, especially in romantic relationships, try not to ghost people. Try to tell them what's wrong and then walk away. Now, she doesn't know me, so she didn't get to hear this speech from me, but I always tell people that's why you shouldn't ghost people. It's painful, you know? Tell them anything, tell them the truth. Any way that you can say it. I would say it the kindest way possible, but through any medium that you can say it. If it's an inbox, if it's an email, if it's a text message, say something before you disappear. So the person isn't standing there wondering, what happened to my Aquarius? You know, what did I do? Because that's what people think, Aquarius. They internalize it, that it's them. Like, what did I do? You know? And Aquarius always tell me, Queen, I did tell him. I told him I was unhappy. I told them this. I told them that. They always say that. But then the person comes back to me and they're like, I don't know what's wrong. So there's a disconnect somewhere. Either they're not saying it, they're not saying it effectively, the other person isn't hearing them. Something is going wrong here. But as the Aquarius, you cannot be responsible for what they hear. You're only responsible for what you say. So if you tell them and they still acting stupid, like they didn't hear what you said, that's on them. So in this particular case, like I said before, I think the Pisces is a great guy. I think he's going to find a wonderful woman one day if that's what he chooses to do with his life. But this just wasn't the right person for him. And as far as she is concerned, if he wasn't what she wanted, she absolutely should not have settled for something that she didn't want. That's fine. That's A-okay. You know, it's not what you wanted. It is what it is, you know? But next time, try to be more gentle with a person's feelings, even if it's just casual, even if you're both seeing other people. When you come into a sexual, because this was a sexual relationship. When you come into a sexual, physical, emotional, spiritual relationship with somebody, you have an obligation, I'm going to call it, to at least treat them with some respect. To treat them with, you know, if he treated you good, it sounded like they treated each other okay until the end, except for her correcting his stuff and things like that. So my thing is that you're responsible in the relationship. So if you have to walk away, be responsible enough to at least say goodbye. Okay? All right, guys, it's time for me to get going. So thank you for being here. And thank you for listening. Come back soon because I have a lot more to say. And if you want to hear, if you want to email me and get an appointment, all my information is underneath this video, all my social media. I'm selling t-shirts and different merchandise with Ask an Aquarius on it. Feel free to look underneath this video because underneath this video has a lot of information. Okay? See you later.